Hello guys, it's me again. We have good weather today. I didn't do anything last week because the weather is so hot. We had about over a week now between 30 and 37 degrees or something like that. So it was unbearable. It's getting hot today again. Once more about 36 degrees. It's now 10 a.m. in the morning and we already have 26. So it might get crazy, but we're getting a little cool down tomorrow. There's only 25 degrees. It's still enough, but better 36. The weatherman last week said on the radio, "Oh, don't worry, we're getting hot today. It's 36 degrees, but don't worry, we will cool down tomorrow. They're only 33 degrees." And I was like, so doesn't matter, one last day and then hopefully it goes down again. I will visit two castles on my way up here. It took me about an hour and a half or so to get here. I saw so many ruins and other castles on the way, so I might even get one more in. So we'll see how the time goes. The first one we will have a look at, you can see it a little bit here in the background here. This is the Castle Greillenstein. We talk about the Renaissance here, or Renaissance, depends on how you say it, or you want to say it. I'll show it to you from the front. It's quite excited. There are only 3 cars here with my car, so there might be nobody in there, which is good for me. So I'll just turn you around. And it looks like this. It's really, really pretty. You see the style of the Renaissance here beautifully. So this is the castle, but we have more to see. This is the whole area. Of course, I'll walk through all of it. And I'm going in now before the whole crowd comes along here. So there's another wee look for you in the front here. It's really pretty. And there is a little fountain, the Floriani fountain. And then there in the back, there's a way into the woods or the park or whatever it is, which we will take later on. But now the time has come. The lion here to protect the castle, to scare me, but he won't get far with that. I'm not scared that easily. So guys, I'm the only one in at the moment. It has never happened to me before. But this is the little courtyard here. We have a few rooms and a few exhibitions to look at, but we'll start in this room here. But I wanted to show you the courtyard. It's so pretty. It's on two floors, so it's getting down there too. So we'll do that later on. We'll just do the upper stuff first, and then obviously I have to walk through this big door there. But it's really, really lovely. Nice colors all around here, and this looks fantastic. Quite excited that I'm the only one here, so I think we should start. So this is now the play chamber, but not in a naughty way. Yeah, just shows how what sort of a place to play it in the old times, a few hundred years ago. We'll have a better look at it all. But here is a presentation of a room, of a playing room, how it probably looked like in the old times. A table for the cards, a bigger one for the cards, and even more cards. Guys, I found the dragon. There's a dragon here at the castle, I knew that. It's down there, but we'll have a much better look later on. But it's quite excited. I'm still alone, and I love it. They do like a little trophy here and there. Quite typical for our castles though. Quick look out here before we enter the exhibition. Look downstairs. This is where I came in. Underneath there's a dragon. And I think I'm going past this direction anyway. In this room we will learn a little bit about the law in the old times. But what I actually want to show you is the ceiling. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Must be original colors from whatever century, who knows? But I'll try to find out. But I think these look amazing. So no information about the time of those paintings. We'll go on to the next room. Here we have a little exhibition about an Austrian writer called Franz Grillparzer. Very famous, was born in Vienna in the late 18th century. And he is one of the good ones, one of the famous ones. This tells us a little bit about his history. He also spent time in this castle, the Castle Greillenstein, and this is the main focus actually in this little exhibition here. You can also write your own verses if you want to, like he did. And this was the first inspiration for his first little novel, Timeline. And here are a few of his books. In this room, we'll learn a little bit about the history of the castle and the family it belongs to. They started to build the castle in 1570 and it was finished in 1590 by a family called the Kufstein. It says here they don't really know where this family came from. There is a town called Kufstein in Tyrol and the west part of Austria, so maybe they come from there, but nobody really knows. Most of this castle is the Renaissance, but parts of it are Baroque. They had to rebuild the roof and a part of the facade are made anew. And that is what we basically learned here and still remember. And you also see a few uniforms of those types. Even more about the history of the family, but I don't care at this moment because look at those murals. Old oven. They look all quite original. And even up there on the ceiling, a little fresco. As we all know, we Austrians love frescoes. But those colors are brilliant. Love this one. Guys, I found something really cool. It's like a bathhouse or bath chamber. It's so cool. It was built in 1590 and it's so cool. There are two phases of the build around it. They tried to reconstruct it. So I think this is where the water came in to heat up. Here, there was an oven. I can show it to you on the other side. There's also a wee one here. And if you look down here, you can see where the pipes went in. Pipes are not there anymore. But pipes went in, the water could be warmed up. You see all the material that's left from the oven. Oop, light is out. And here they changed the clothes. And this is basically where you walked into the bath. That's so cool. We're not allowed to go in there because of this one. Well, when we walk around here, you can see a fantastic view of it. You can imagine it a little bit better. So the oven there in the corner is a reconstruction, but there was the oven there before. This is where you walk down there, and here you have the bath underneath us. That's pretty cool. Was there also as a social way of coming along. And here in the next room, you could have really cleaned yourself up because you did not change the water all the time. So if somebody was in before, you just got the old and dirty water. But it's so cool it's still left. Just can't believe it. And there is also another picture how it looked like. There's a window up here, another window there, a wall here, and this is where the smoke went out from the oven. This was the water, and here was the fire to heat the water up. So cool. Also quite interesting to see. This was the oven I showed you before when the light went out. But here you see the whole part of the oven. So it really looks like one. There must have been the roof up there and smoke getting out here. That's why it all went up there. Yeah, just wanted to show you this one. So an even better painting to show you how it looked like from the other side. So you see the man sitting here. So you just sat down there, and then there was the water up to your chest, and the shoulders and the head were above. So the water was basically up to half of this little room. So cool. Now we are going into the dungeon. It's quite tight up here. I have to be careful to walk up here. Okay, I can stand upright. Oh, a little murder hole down there. Here's my shoes, so you know where I am. And there's another little room just in the back. Oh, that does not look very comfortable. But if you did something bad, you should not be comfortable. Ah, that's quite cool. So I'll show you where I came up. These were the steps. Little window here. And that's it. There's even a wee skeleton in there. Boo! And now let's go into the dwarf cabinet, the dwarf lair. And here we have a few of them. Hello. Hello. Oh, Kenny, one for you. Hello. Oh, a little Napoleon, maybe. And even more here. So a little background to all those dwarfs here. There is a big garden, a big like a park with the castle, and there was a big fountain in there, which the water ran down into a little like a pond, and 24 dwarfs were seated next to the water. Problem was, people started to ruin them, to steal them, to take stuff away, like parts of the stone. So they don't want that anymore. So they took all those dwarfs away from the park, put it in here, and that's the same story with the dragon I showed you outside. So also his teeth, for example, were ruined several times. They were rebuilt again. So they try to keep it safe now, which I think is quite cool idea to do that. So we have the dwarfs and the dragon now in the castle. So after the dwarf, we have another look to the dragon here. And you see again how the castle looks up here on top. And now we're walking through this door. So we are going now into the Dwarf Garden. So we saw the cabinet of the dwarfs, now we are going into the garden. We will walk through here, but I want to show you those few buildings on the side next to the castle. And we are on the left-hand side from where we entered the castle now. So there's a little courtyard, garden, whatever it is. And then you see it from this side. There's a big door here too. Goes up there. And we will walk through here. It's also a lovely view from the castle on this side. So we found the home of the Dwarf King, Laurin. This is his little house. And I guess this might be him. Hello, Laurin. Scotland is really everywhere. And here we have Rumpelstiltskin. At least part of it. dancing around his fire. Even better, the castle in the back here. The Greillensteiner Dwarfs. And I think I also found Snow White. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarfs and the coffin. So I left the castle now and I walked into the park on the opposite side. So I will walk into this one now. So all those trees here are over 200 years old. Gives you a nice shade. And here at the end of it, there is the castle Greillenstein. So guys, I found something cool. I just walked along here the path into the woods, and here is the castle I've seen a few moments ago. This was all still part of the old park, of the old garden of the family. And this is quite cool. This here was an old like a water mill or something like that, something similar. So they built some wooden pipes into here, into this area. The water coming through the pipes came from the woods and it was brought into the castle. And this was also the home of the dragon I showed you earlier on, and all the dwarfs. But because everybody took them or ruined them or damaged them or whatever it is, they took them away, so they moved into the castle. And this is the little ruin that's left from this little water mill. And this is not the front of it, of those wooden water pipes. You can still see a few steps, like left over of the old buildings. The old buildings only seems to be one. So these are all the old steps, and there are a few openings there, probably for the pipes. So guys, you might probably see I'm really hot already, so I just opened the doors of my car because it's just warm air drifting out of it. So this is me wrapping up here now at the Schloss Greillenstein, which you can see here in the back once more. Don't worry, there's another castle on the way. It's called the Rosenburg, the Rose Castle. Basically, you will get a separate video because it's getting way too long and too much for it. So I'll just make my way up there, down there I think. I'm just going down again. So last view of the castle Greillenstein, which was a fantastic castle. I must see if you're around here. And well, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.